dear audience, this is the medical session of the Interact Central Europe Smartwatch Project Final Conference. And we have two renowned experts today. For medical robots, we have Professor Zbigniew Nawrat, and for the surgeon side, we have Professor Konrad Karcz from Munich. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon for all of us.
For today, I would like to talk to you and ask you some questions about the future of medical technologies. I would like to focus on where we are and where do we go, and if the pandemic situation really could or will affect our situation for the moment. So, yeah, what is happening right now in medical technologies as a start?
Okay, let me start from the beginning. That is from Common Europe, with us. In 2004, we scientists became friends with many activists, local politicians, organizations such as the Upper Silesia Agency for Enterprise Development and the University of Economics. We have established the regional development strategy for Silesia here. Yes, we were young there. And the challenges were very, very exciting. We wanted to be a modern region, making good use of human and organizational capital. We created the foundations for development through cooperation, partnerships, and indicating far-reaching goals like green economy and innovations for good quality of life. Me, as one of the foundation of cardiac surgery, the development leader, were the Polish artificial heart, medical robots, Robin Heart, and many biotechnological innovations arose. I am a member of the observatory team, operating locally in Silesia for over 10 years. It was an initiative of the Member of Parliament, Mr. Albrecht. The observatory served the optimists the use of all development opportunities in Silesia in connection with Interact Europe. It was not only about the use of financial resources, but rather about the use of cultural relationships and the common market of products and work. We were particularly interested in matters of health services, of course, and development of bioengineering. Therefore, invitation to cooperate as a part of the European Watch Up project was for me and for us natural continuations of these activities in the wider era. It is important for me and my colleagues who create devices, apparatus, and medical technologies to determine the needs of doctors and their patients, of course, more. We are careful observing the change resulting from the development of various engineering fields, market situation, what is needed and will be necessary. We note good examples worth for popularizing, and we identify risk to prevent failures. That's why we have known each other, like with Professor Karcz from years. Professor Konrad Karcz, an outside specialist working in the Excellence Center in Munich in Germany, now provides us with advice on many projects regarding the new technologies. He uses the Da Vinci robot, a surgical robot, daily and implements his project of using artificial intelligence to improve the hospital's operations.
Oh yeah, that seems to be a magnificent story, and a little bit into the past and a little bit into the future about all these robotic issues, all the things like that. So, Konrad, what is right now in laboratories? What is right now in hospitals, in daily clinical practice?
Yeah, thank you very much. The telemanipulator Da Vinci, the surgical robot, is well known. But let's focus first on the development and trends in medical technology generally, like machine learning, augmented virtual reality, speech recognition systems, or autonomous control systems. All these technologies already have their place in medicine. In diagnostic and prevention areas, the implementation of analysis, strategic medical images are very pleasant. The programs used for the diagnostic in radiology or dermatology are already known and are very spread in the clinics. For instance, the find of the metastatic tumors in the lungs. This is what we are using every day in our department. Another fantastic approach in the precognition is the precognition and prediction system of emergency patients using machine learning built by Surgisphere Corporation in Chicago. I know the guys, they have already over 7 million records of the patients, and they can immediately say by the patients, when the patient is coming to emergency room, which doctors are needed to treat him, how approximately how long does the patient stay in the clinic. And it is very interesting approach for the further development in medicine. It also allows only through the medical resources. The other thing is actually the presence of the active questionnaires. It's like a chatbots. They will definitively certainly enter our everyday clinical life as a chatbots for everything what we understand that questions.
So there are loads of process innovation in medicine, not only the classical treatment as we used to know it, but also ICT and involving of all this machine learning, AI, etc. in the daily operations in the hospital. But right now we are in the middle of the COVID, of the pandemic crisis. And do you think, gentlemen, that all these issues related to artificial intelligence, machine learning, they will be helpful in dealing with this very serious situation across the globe? Special?
Okay, now problems of life in the present time teach us a lot. First of all, that we are connected. The virus that has found its way into the China's body thousands of kilometers away is already on our streets in dozen or so days. All treats are common. That is why we have to make decisions and take action jointly and responsibly. Second, science and competence. Now we need professionals, people who can say in crisis, look, we'll do it such. I know I can prove that I'm right. I know how to find a cure, produce equipment, for instance, a respirator. I know how to avoid your misfortune. We need such people. Third, technology. As in the case of COVID-19, it turns out that the treat is the proximity of another special person. Distance-related technology becomes important. Distant communications. Technologies are a real help in organizing work, operations, maintaining the quality of life, and of course, saving lives. In general, medicine without technology is helpless. After a period of telemedicine development, it is the sending the information, images, and decision remotely. It is time to act remotely. Robots are necessary for this. Therefore, my dear, let's work together, because only together we can solve the problems of our home, our street, village, or city. Because it is in our home that the world begins or ends. Each of our moves, each of us is important. Because of you, the world may collapse, or it may persist because of you. And let's do robots. They will be our help in the future, since of our intelligence is not developing. Sorry, our skills are limited. Sorry, let's create new intelligence, robots, new technologies that will take care of our future, our safety. Especially recently, we have strengthened cooperation in determining the right direction for the development of medical robotics and artificial intelligence.
Yeah, that was very brave to say that we are limited. That is the reason why we need robots and all the ICT support. And it's happening. It's happening in our houses. So while we speak about the care of elderly people, for example, and of course it's happening in the hospitals. Professor Karcz, your institution is quite famous of being very innovative in the field of treatment. So maybe some hands-on experience from your side on that.
So in my unit or in my department, we are in area of machine learning. In our research, our focus on the control of automatization of algorithmic works procedures. What nowadays is probably one of the most interesting challenges. How you can imagine that? You can remember the film Matrix and control program Smith, who is fighting with human resistance. This is exactly what we are trying to create and see the changes in the hospital patient charts by all the sensors that follows directly the patients. The central unit will analyze the information and transfer it to the dedicated human personnel via smartphones. Another important research area is augmented reality surgery. Here we are progressing very fast. It is a bit similar to Apple glasses, which should appear this year, which informs you in real time about the environment using the things of Internet of Things technology. In our project, we received during the operation the information about the individual anatomical structures and visualization that extremely helps to operate. In the future, we would like to build together with Professor Nawrat a hybrid operating robot, which could bring the next step, autonomic robots also in medicine.
Oh, nice, nice. Thank you, Konrad, for giving me a chance for help you in your job.
Yeah, so that's a wonderful story. So we see that maybe for the moment it is not really what we speak about. It's not really about doctors being involved, but on doctors and different other scientists involved together in working not only on a human body itself, but also on technologies, on artificial intelligence, on all the surroundings that make it possible for the patient to be examined in the very best possible way. And yeah, that's a very nice future. And it brings us very nice to the other sessions of the final conference of Smartwatch, where we discuss, for example, the issues of ICT itself. So, gentlemen, Professor Karcz, Professor Nawrat, thank you very much for this very visionary talk, very brave, as I said. I do hope that the ideas that you promote, like let's do robots, let's promote artificial intelligence, will really find their place in daily operations of medical centers. Yeah, and let's see what the future brings us. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you, and please remember, each of us is important. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye. So that was very interesting, Professor Karcz, but do you think that the pandemic situation will rather accelerate the processes there, or they will be a burden, like a slowdown for us?
I completely agree with Professor Nawrat. The pandemic crisis will accelerate the whole artificial intelligence and robotic technology. An integral part of the robots is communication, and it brings us directly to natural language research. We have all noticed an incredible way of doing things, like voice control for the lights, obtaining information by spoken questions by Siri or Alexa. We further we will be able to order, we are able to order the taxi by Uber, for instance. It is by talking with machine. In the area of, if the era of fear from infection, the medical verbal communication is used by video communication. Probably you heard about the engine Cogito, which can recognize the non-verbal and estimate what your intentions, feelings, or needs are. The system already used by call centers. It will also come to the hospital and our clinics. Another amazing development, very useful for the pandemics, is cyber coworker, a secretary, for instance. You can hire it already. It costs about $1,500 per month. But imagine that every one of us can have the cyber coworker secretary, which is giving us the opportunity to communicate or communicate with others, to have the terms or writing them, the short messages or emails. Generally, the robots will allow us to deal with difficult situations, and the technology will help a lot with fighting the next pandemic. And this is not the last one. All the technologies which transfer us into the virtual world will develop rapidly, and for external acceleration response are two factors very, very important. First, it was the virus itself, and of course, all the accompanying political decisions. In artificial intelligence and robots will influence all the artificial intelligence robots will influence all aspects of healthcare, including leadership, management, controlling, waste analysis, supply, hospital environments, and of course, diagnostic and treatment care. In all the robots applications could compare, we can compare the possibilities with the count of the stars in whole universe. I'm very happy that together with Professor Nawrat, we will build in the future the robots which expand their abilities and support their applications in medicine. The idea, let's beat the robots, is crucial for our times, and I'm sure that our exchange and of thoughts will inspire all the investors.
Yeah. So let's build the robots. Let's collaborate together, not only medical doctors, but also researchers, scientists from the other fields of knowledge, yeah, joining it to ICT. ICT is also one of the themes in smartwatch. Yeah, it's a great deal and wonderful things ahead of us. So, gentlemen, thank you very much for this visionary talk. Thank you, Professor Karcz. Thank you, Professor Nawrat. It was really nice to talk to you, and it was really nice to have this discussion with you within the umbrella of smartwatch. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.